Welcome to the Numerology and Astrology for September 10th, 2021. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 15, and if you add the 1 and the 5 together, you get the number 6. The number 6 is the number of the spiritual seeker. It is the number that knows that the journey of the self is inward and upward. The number 6 is reaching up to that highest self within and those energies outside of us that will help shift us out of the ordinary into our extraordinary selves. It is also that number that reminds us that the doorways home are within us, and the answers we seek from external sources can be found within. While seeking inwardly takes time, patience, concentration, focus, and faith, those answers are inside us, and it takes time to unravel our dysfunctional patterns in order to sort through how the mind loves to create blocks, to create an obstacle course for us to be deviated off our spiritual path. Resistance is a process that arises when there are karmic blocks within that do not know or remember where they are coming from. Once resistance is felt, I find going slowly with a lot of conscious intention and care helps to slowly unwind that dysfunction. The astrology today. The moon, dancing in a balancing act in Libra, finally shifts in the early morning hours into the deeply penetrating sign of Scorpio. The direction of this moon is pulling us into those places of passion and those emotions that seem to consume us. Mercury will quincunx to Uranus, and that unfortunately will tend to make us more confused and less clear. While we want to desperately understand something to gain a better clarity around a situation, it seems that the mind wants to do those impulsive things that are not thought through. Be careful, because this can lead us to more problems rather than less. Follow the instructions that life presents and do what is needed. Don't think too much about it, and it might be best to keep our own counsel. Venus goes into Scorpio until October 7th. This adds more intensity into the mix. Know that pleasure and relationships seem to be the stronger focus. It is a great opportunity to be even more vulnerable and ever more real with those we love. Dive into those projects, keep going, and know that there is power in the passion. Just be more wary of money expenditures. Don't overspend or overpay for things. My quote for today. I remember lives of green grass and rolling hills. I remember lives of struggle in the textile mills. I remember loving in all ways and in all times. I remember doing great things in terrible war times. I know those lives are a part of me. I know those lives have supported me. I have learned the value of hard work. I have learned the meticulousness of lace work. I know that those things give me strength to keep going on. I know that too many places I have been spiritually drawn. Within the light of the setting sun, I will love this life until this life is done. And my blog for today. There are levels of dimensions that overlap our world. Science continues to explore those potentials to understand and discover how to connect and how we intersect with those realities. I believe that we all have had unexplained moments when we bump into another dimension or level of reality. Often those moments are short and shift quickly, but they leave an impression that stays with us, shapes us, and molds us into a new pattern and potential. I understand that how our brain has been wired because of our experiences can limit and restrict the levels of awareness that are needed to peer into those subtle places and spaces. I have been in places such as Peru where the wild things still exist, and the people there know that they do and have regular interaction with those beings. Sometimes I believe them to be nature deities, fairies, etc. Those are often small and appear around powerful vortexes of energy, sacred places, springs, ancient trees and forests, and great significant stones. Such beings are drawn to the very wild places where man still feels intimidated and not in control. Many such places have been overrun with logging, building, and the expansion of cities, but those that remain have a mystery and a feeling that is beyond our own. There is one such place in Bhutan. Many years ago, we did a trip to Bhutan, and my husband, a fabulous gay man, and myself were the strongest hikers, and so we were all well ahead of the rest of our group. We were above 4,000 meters, approximately 13,000 feet, going towards a temple where Guru Rinpoche walked and performed his miracles. As we got there, the lone monk was surprised to see us, as no foreigners come to this place, and he did not quite know what to do with us. And while we sat at the base of the temple, which was built into the cliff and was suspended and hanging off the cliff face with rickety steps leading up to it, I could feel something, an energy, a spinning sensation that was unnerving, discombobulating, and ungrounding. Then I felt something odd, an energy that was not like a guru, but more like a Dikini. Now, Guru Rinpoche was known for harnessing these creatures for his own magic. A Dikini is an energetic being in a female form. She is the evocative movement of energy in a space, such as the sky, a temple, or the energy of a sacred space, a protector. They are insubstantial phenomena that are the pure potential of life. She was this swirling energy force I was feeling. I was sure of it. As I climbed the steps and ladder to get to the temple, the sensation got stronger to the point that I felt lightheaded and not stable to go back down the steps. And falling down about 50 feet was probably not a good option. She did not feel threatening. She was just doing what she does. The energy that can destabilize or stabilize a space and time. My head felt as if I was in a cloud of fog, and the reality seemed to not completely exist in this dimension, but that the guru had shaped a doorway into another dimension and somehow had ensnared the Dikini to keep the doorway open. So here I was, a being of a dimension, but not currently in that dimension. It was a unique experience and one that I cannot completely understand, but stepping over a threshold into another one could logically be very destabilizing on many levels. I do not remember going back down the ladder or the stairs, but clearly I did manage to do that without falling. There are many such places that one can bump into. They are each unique and different. None of them feel exactly the same. Each frequency is vibrating in a different way. When such moments happen, I do my best to stay fully present. That moment was not one of my best because it did manage to throw me. But I could feel something watching me, and there were moments that I was sure it was staring me in the eyes as if it expected me to do something. But I could not remember what I was to do. Somewhere inside I knew that I had a tool that could be used to connect to that Dikini. But in that moment, that information was lost to me in the ethers of time.